Hare Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna everyone. So today is 30th of January 2024. It is Magha Masa or Madhava Masa, Krishna Paksham and the Panchami Tithi. So there are two Vaishnavas today. So one is the Ramachandra Kaviraja's disappearance day and the Gopala Bhatta Goswami appearance day. So we shall read two lines from each of the personality from the ISKCON Bhagavatam. So about Ramachandra Kaviraja Goswami, he was the disciple of Srinivasacharya Prabhu and a very intimate friend of Narottama Das Thakura. His father was Chaitanya Sena and mother Sri Sudanda. Chiranjeeva was originally an inhabitant of Kumaranagar, but after marrying that of Sri Damodara Kavi, he moved to Srikanda. So Chiranjeeva Sena was a pure devotee of very much loved by Narhari Sarkar and the other residents of Srikanda. He was extremely learned in all matters and his wife was very just and gentle. His activities were completely transcendental from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Chiranjeeva was from a family of physicians. His two jewel-like sons were Ramachandra and Govinda. Later, they both became disciples of Acharya Prabhu and came to reside at Pelia Darigram in Murshidabad. So Ramchandra Kaviraja was especially earnest, beautiful, intelligent, energetic, and enthusiastic, said one biographer. Although married, Ramchandra and his wife Ratananda had no material attachments. They stayed fully engaged in loving service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They had no children. With steadfast devotion, he served his spiritual master Srinivasacharya. In Vrindavana, Sri Jiva Goswami gave him the title Kaviraja, King of Poets. He wrote the following beautiful verse. Prakashila Mahaprabhu Hare Krishna Mantra Premera Vadara Kari Barila Samsara Anda Avadhiyata Kare Parasa Bhinduna Padila Mukhe Ramachandra Dasa. So Shriman Mahaprabhu is so kind that he manifests the nectar of the Hare Krishna mantra. The holy name will free all souls from the cycle of birth and death, from the lower planets, from hell. The holy name will give one a taste of divine love for Radha and Madhava. Whether blind or dumb, anyone can drown in this flood of prema. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has filled everyone with love of God, but Ramachandra Dasa is so unfortunate that he could not even taste a drop of that nectar. So Ramchandra Kaviraja was one of the 8 Kavirajas, a famous poet, disciples of Srinivasacharya. Ramchandra wrote Smarana Darpana, Smarana Chamatkara, Siddhanta Chandrika. He preached widely and initiated many disciples. Narottama Das Thakura and Ramchandra lived together as best friends. Narottama Dasa wrote Daya Kore Sri Acharya Prabhu Srinivasa Ramachandra Sange Mage Narottama Dasa. O Srinivasa Acharya Prabhu, please give me your mercy. Narottama Dasa always prays for the association of Ramachandra Kaviraja. So in the form of Karnamanjari, he serves Srimati Radharani in Vrajalila. His samadhi is in Dhira Samira Kunja next to Srinivasacharya. Ramachandra wrote several books including Smarana Chamatkara, Smarana Dharpana, Siddhanta Chandrika, and Srinivasa Acharyera Jivana Charita. Ramachandra's disappearance day is Krishna Triya in the month of Magh. He passed away in Vrindavan after the disappearance of Srinivasacharya. So that is about Ramachandra Kaviraja. About Srila Gopala Bhatta Goswami, there is so much, but I will be picking few lines only, selected lines from iskandezeti.com. So this is there is Gopala Bhatta Goswami. So the all-merciful Lord Shri Gaurahari, as he traveled from village to village throughout the south of India, continued to distribute love of Godhead. Wherever he went, hearing the nectarian names of Hari from his lotus mouth, thousands and thousands men and women felt relief from the blazing fire of material existence. Various wretched, miserable, and fallen souls lives were completely rejuvenated, and thus they became virtuous and happy while causing rains of love of God to fall anywhere and everywhere without consideration of time or place. Sri Gaurasundara came to the ancient holy place of Sri Rangakshetra on an island in the middle of the Kaveri River. The temple of Sri Rangakshetra was extremely large. The crest of the temple tower pierced the sky. Throughout the day and night, hundreds and thousands of pilgrims were going and coming to take darshan of Lord Ranganatha. The temple hall resounded with the sounds of hundreds and thousands of Brahmanas chanting Vedic hymns. In the midst of this scene from Vaikunta entered Sri Gaurasundara chanting the names of Krishna in his sweet voice that defeated the voice of 10 million Gandharvas. Everyone in the temple became dumbstruck, amazed, and thrilled with wonder. What unprecedented beauty! His bodily effulgence makes molten gold appear lackluster. From his eyes, which are like the full blown petals of a lotus flower, trickle down the tears of ecstatic love. Every limb, every part of his body was filled with such exquisite grace that even the mind of the Cupid gets stolen away. The Brahmanas began to consider, is this a demigod? Can such symptoms and emotions be found in human beings? Again resounding the halls with the transcendental vibrations of Sri Hari's name. When he came before the deity and fell down as a tree is blown down by the wind. Some people thought that a mountain of gold was rolling on the ground. Sri Venkata Bhatta, seeing this divine personage, became restless with ecstasy. His heart being flooded with devotion, he got up and began to move the crowds away so that the Lord could engage in chanting and dancing. When the Lord had regained his external consciousness after engaging in Sankirtana, Venkata Bhatta approached him and took the dust off his lotus feet. Mahaprabhu gazed towards him and saying, Krishna Krishna, embraced him firmly. Sri Venkata Bhatta invited Mahaprabhu to come to his house, and having brought him there, very reverently washed his lotus feet, and along with the other family members, he drank the water. Sri Bhattaji's house became filled with joy. Mahaprabhu came to Rangakshetra in the Christian year 1511. Venkata Bhatta had two brothers, Tirumala Bhatta and Prabodhananda Saraswati. They all belonged to the Ramanuja Sampradaya, and Prabodhananda Saraswati was a Tridanti sannyasi of that order. Venkata Bhatta had a son named Gopal, who was then just a child when the boy came to offer his obeisances at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu, picked him up and very affectionately seated him in his lap. Mahaprabhu could call Gopal after he had finished his meal and offer his remnants to the boy. In this way, he prepared him for the position of Acharya. After remaining at Venkatapata's house during the 4 months of the rainy season, Chaturmasya, Mahaprabhu prepared to continue his journey of the south. Venkatapata's house began to ebb in a tide of tears and in anticipation of his departure. Gopala fell at his lotus feet in a dead faint. Therefore, Mahaprabhu remained for a couple of more days in order to uh, console the boy. Being pleased with Gopala Bhatta Goswami's sincere service and devotion, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu initiated him and ordered him to move to Vrindavana after the disappearance of his parents and perform bhajan and write He instructed him to serve his mother and father and always engage in chanting Krishna's glories and thereafter to come to Vrindavan. Very quickly, Gopal became expert in grammar, poetry, and rhetoric and then began his study of Vedanta. His uncle Prabodhananda specifically began to instruct him from the devotional scriptures, Bhakti Shastra. Gopala Bhatta always remained thinking of the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu and when he might again be able to meet him. At the same time, however, he couldn't leave his aged mother and father. Finally, having reached their final days, they called their son Gopal and instructed him to go to the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu in Vrindavan. Then, while meditating on his lotus feet themselves, they went to join him in his eternal Leela. And at the age of 30, Gopala Bhatta Goswami came to Vrindavan and having missed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this saddened him. Thus, Gopal set out for Vrindavan, and when he arrived there, Rupa Goswami immediately sent word to Mahaprabhu to inform him of Gopal's arrival there. Mahaprabhu had previously indicated to Rupa and Sanatana that Gopala Bhatta would come one day, come there to Vrindavan. So upon his arrival, they treated him with same care and affection they would their own brother. They immediately became lifelong companions. So there is further so much of beautiful pastimes. Just skipping. And then Gopal Bhatta Goswami resided for 45 years in Sri Ram Vrindavana, but out of great humility, he requested Srila Krishnadas Kaviraja not to mention his name in classic work Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Gopala Bhatta Goswami serves as Gunamanjari. In the Gauraganya Deshadipika too, it is mentioned that the eternal pastimes of Radha and Krishna, Gopala Bhatta Goswami's name in Brajalela has been given as Gunamanjari. His birth was on the day of the dark fortnight of the month Pausha in the year 1503 Christian and 1425 Shakabda. So his disappearance was on the 6th day of the dark fortnight of the month of Shravan in the year 1578 Christian era AD, 1500 Shakabda era, and age was 75 years. That is about Gopala Bhatta Goswami. That is from the event's perspective. So we shall quickly move into Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj, he is speaking to Sukadeva Goswami. So he was glorifying Sukadeva Goswami, and also now he turned that glorification towards himself. Like indirectly, he is praising Krishna and his ancestors. That how fortunate I am. So I have been. The Lord has accepted me, one of his descendants, and like Apimi Bhagavan Pritaha Krishnaha Pandusutta Priyaha Paitru Swasaya Prityardham Tadgotrasyapta Bandhavaha. So Parikshit is also indirectly descendant of Krishna. And further, he is saying, how come it is possible that the great Sukadeva Goswami happened to be appeared here? So it is not possible otherwise, because it is the will of the Lord. Lord sends Sukadeva Goswami to here. So likewise, he is also indirectly glorifying Sukadeva Goswami and also Krishna. So like we are in the first canto, chapter 19, verse number 36. अन्यथा ते अव्यक्तगतेः दर्शनं नः कथं नृणां नितरां म्रियमाणानां संसिद्धस्य वनीयसः. Anyata te avyakta gatehe darshanam. Anyata, so otherwise, O Sukadeva Goswami, te yourself Anyatate abjaktagatehe. And abjaktagatehe, you are all wandering incognito, one whose movements are invisible. Abjaktagatehe. Darshanam naha katam dunam. And your darshana, meeting with such kind of uh, saintly people like Sukadev Goswami, darshanam naha katam dunam, how can it would happen for the people? And people are nitaram mriyamananam. Nitaram mriyamananam. Especially these people are who are about to die. This is at the last stages. It is nitaram mriyamananam. Sansiddhasya vaniyasaha. And you're all perfect. One who has achieved the perfection of human life. Vaniyasaha and voluntarily appearance. How could it be possible unless I am fortunate enough? So the great devotee is here and Krishna has sent. So likewise, he is bringing all the points. Krishna and his ancestors and all the saintly people are surrounded Parikshit Maharaj and glorifying Sukadeva Goswami. So likewise, Anyitate Abjaktagatehe Darshanam na Katam Runam Nitram Riyamananam Samsiddhasya Vaniyasaha. And especially Krishna says, Antakale Chimam Yeva Smaran Muktva Kalevaram. So here Sukadeva Goswami is present there, who is completely liberated, and now he is going to speak Bhagavatam to remind Krishna again and again, again and again. So likewise, Parikshit Maharaj is addressing how could it be possible for a person at the end of his life, about to die, to see such kind of saintly people who speak only Krishna Katha. So likewise, Parikshit is saying, Anyatati abjaktagatehe darshanam na katam dunam nitaram riyamananam samsiddhasya vaniyasaha. Translation for this verse. Otherwise, without being inspired by Lord Krishna, how is it that you have voluntarily appeared here? Though you are moving incognito to the common man and are not visible to us who are on the verge of death. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Sukadeva Goswami was certainly inspired by Lord Krishna to appear voluntarily before Maharaja Parikshit, the great devotee of the Lord, just to give him the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. One can achieve the nucleus of the devotional service of the Lord by the mercy of the spiritual master and the personality of Godhead. The spiritual master is the manifested representative of the Lord to help one achieve ultimate success. One who is not authorized by the Lord cannot become a spiritual master. Srila Sukadeva Goswami is an authorized spiritual master, and thus he has inspired by the Lord to appear before Maharaja Parikshit and instruct him in the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. One can achieve the ultimate success of going back to Godhead if he is favored by the Lord sending his true representative. As soon as true representative of the Lord is met by a devotee of the Lord, the devotee is assured a guarantee for going back to Godhead just after leaving the present body. So this, however, depends on the sincerity of the devotee himself. The Lord is seated in the heart of all living beings, and thus he knows very well the movements of all living persons, all individual persons. As soon as the Lord finds that particular soul is very dear, very eager to go back to Godhead, the Lord at once sends his bona fide representative. The sincere devotee is thus assured by the Lord of going back to Godhead. The conclusion is that to get the assistance and help of a bona fide spiritual master means to receive the direct help of the Lord himself. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So in this beautiful purport, Prabhupada is mentioning one would receive the mercy of a Guru and a Krishna, and based on the sincerity of a devotee. This is Brahmande Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Krupaya Paya Bhakti Lada Pija. So this is very fortunate souls receive Guru and Krishna. And Prabhupada mentions this is a spiritual master is the manifested representative of the Lord to help one achieve ultimate success. So one must be initiated by a spiritual master, authorized spiritual master. And that is Sukadeva Goswami. He has received that knowledge from his father in his liberated state. Even though he is liberated, he received that knowledge again on Srimad Bhagavatam and Sarva Ved Ithasaram Saram Saram Samudritam. And he received it, and now he is inspired by the Lord to appear before Maharaja Parikshit to instruct him. Maharaja Parikshit is a pure devotee of the Lord. He was protected when he was in the womb, and he has grown under the protection of his grandparents, Yudhishthira, and learning all in the dharmic way and in Krishna consciousness. And Yudhishthira was Niraham. He is always Krishna Padanu Sevaya. He is engaging himself in the devotional service to the Lord without any personal desires or endeavors. So Parikshit was grown up in that kind of environment. Now he is receiving Sukadeva Goswami as his spiritual master and to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam from him. So that is one achieve the ultimate success going back to Godhead if he is favored by the Lord sending his true representative. And also it all depends on the sincerity of the devotee himself. It is not by accident or something like that. It is the sincerity in the heart, whether he is desiring to go back to Godhead, whether he is able to cut the knots of all the attachment to this material world and its surroundings. That is how it depends on the sincerity. Thinking that everything is permanent, otherwise it will be just Dhruvanya Manyate Mohan. Everything he thinks that even though it is Adhruva, it is a temporary, but he is thinking Dhruva Manyate Mohan, it is illusion only. So everything on one day it will be vanished. Nothing is permanent. So we need to always concentrate on the Krishna consciousness while we Swadharma Charanam Sektya. Just carry out your duty as much as possible. And everything else, Krishna consciousness. So likewise, the Lord sends the sincere devotee, a spiritual true representative or the spiritual master to the devotee. So that is the spiritual master means receive the direct help of the Lord himself. So likewise, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Now Parikshit has got Sukadeva Goswami as his spiritual master. Anyatati abjaktagatehe darshanam na katam runam nitram mananam samsiddhasya vaniyasaha. Okay, so we shall quickly move on to the Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today letter to Haimavati, December 20th, 1969, London. It's not too long. Can I request any dear devotees to read this letter?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, would you like me to read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Please, dear Himavati, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated December 9th, 1969, along with DT clothes and my cap. I thank you very much for this. I have learned the story of delivering of the Bekali Jagai Madais. Although it is surprising, yet it is possible to happen in this Krishna conscious movement. Sri Narottama Das Thakur says all sinful persons and suffering persons were delivered by the Sankirtan movement inaugurated by Lord Chaitanya, who were formerly the sons of Nanda Maharaj, accompanied by Nityananda Prabhu, who was formerly Sri Balram. if we keep ourselves purely on the standard of Lord Chaitanya's order, then chanting by us of the holy name of Krishna will descend as powerfully as he acted previously during the time of Jagai Madai. So I'm very glad that you both, husband and wife, are executing the mission of Lord Chaitanya so nicely and faithfully. Please continue to act like that. And certainly Lord Chaitanya will bestow all his blessings upon you. Personally, I'm so gladdened that the pairs of young boys and girls whom I have placed in householder life are doing so nicely in the Western world. When Lord Chaitanya delivered Jagai and Madai, he was also a householder. But when Jagai and Madai were actually reclaimed, his wife Vishnupriya was not there. But in this case, in many other cases also, I found that my disciples combined together, husband and wife, and doing this preaching work so nicely. So I am especially proud of how my householder disciples are preaching Lord Chaitanya's mission. This is a new thing in the history of the Sankirtan movement. In India, all the acharyas and the descendants later on acted only from the man's side. Their wives were at home because that is the system from old times, that women are not required to go out. But in Bhagavad Gita, we find that equally competent like men in the matter of Krishna conscious movement. Please therefore carry on the missionary activities and prove it by practical example that there is no bar for anyone in the matter of preaching work for Krishna consciousness. I'm very glad to learn that Hari Basara has got a child. Here also the boys and girls with children are all dancing. So there is no distinction between the child and the child's parents in the matter of Krishna consciousness. All of them are equally participating and deriving transcendental benefit. I'm leaving for Boston, USA tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. So you may address future correspondence there. Hope you are well. You're ever well wisher. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Teacher.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji?
So obviously, Srila Prabhupada is talking about the delivering of the Jagais and Madais, and by the way that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu did it was by giving them Krishna consciousness so that all their sins were kind of eradicated and the suffering was, and therefore they were able to worship the Lord and derive benefit from the process of chanting the holy name. And that in household life, both the wife and the woman can also partake in Krishna conscious activities, whereas previously in India it seemed that the woman stays at home. Even in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's case, Vishnupriya Mataji stayed at home, and he was the one that did all the preaching. But it's kind of changing in the Western world, so that's the difference that Srila Prabhupada himself has brought into his movement, which is Lord Chaitanya's movement. But it's a difference in the way it's done, and then the wife and husband can do it, and also the children. Anyone that's dancing or is deriving benefit from that is engaged in devotional service and is part of is deriving benefit from that. Yeah, and yeah.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully summarized and read quickly. Any other takeaway points from this letter? Yeah, devotees. So here, and Prabhupada is acknowledging that Haimawati Mataji, thus telling the story of delivering two Berkeley Jagai Madais. Likewise, Jagai Madai. This is another Jagai Madai in the Berkeley in USA. And that story is encouraging to Srila Prabhupada as well. So like, and comparing this Jagai Madai in the past. Okay, so and everything else has been described by Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. So that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Any other comments? Okay, so from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got session with Ratan Prabhuji and Smriti Kanamataji at 8 p.m. That is the upcoming event. Dear devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Okay, if there are no further updates, we shall conclude and continue with further japa. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो
नमः अनंत कोटि गोविंद की जय। हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन, दंडवत प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा।
Krishna conscious day everyone.